It's your Wednesday night conversation. It's more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter most to you. A closer look at current events, just the tip, special guests, and more. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, Arizona's longest-running drag live stream. Hosted by Felicia Fefe Minor and Freddy Prinze Charming. Streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe.
Where'd you go? Are you there? Hello, everyone. I see some people watching. I see that Facebook isn't working, so let me get that.
I was gonna say, is
going.
that just me? Because I'm
No.
not seeing... Okay.
I see 4 people on YouTube, which is
awesome.
fascinating. Hi, Francis. Hi, Colby.
What's a Fefe?
Well, you're
keep
about to
watching.
find
Maybe you'll find out.
Goodness. Let me see if I can get this to go.
All right, because I was like, is it just me? Why aren't I seeing anything? I'm like, yeah.
It won't let me.
Oh hell.
Oh damn. Hold on. Let's see. Turn this on. Let's see if that works. I'm pressing buttons and doing things. I'm so sorry. But it wouldn't be Let's Have a Fefe if I didn't make a mistake and mess things up. So we wanted to try something new, or more like it, I wanted to try something new. And it doesn't seem that it's working at all.
Oh, well, that's less than awesome. What the fuck?
So it's not letting me add the Facebook for some reason.
Why? I thought we had this situated last night.
I know. I tried it last night and it worked out fine. Hi, Fran. I mean, goodness gracious. Well, we have people online. Can you read the this is season 9, episode 1, and I have totally messed this up. Thank you, Shannon.
Well, Shannon's on Twitch, so that's good.
Oh, we can show the comments. I love this. So right now we're using the system that usually broadcasts all over the place, which it's not right now, which is driving me insane.
Broadcast on 30 different platforms, my ass.
So
fuck.
I am trying to add. I keep clicking add Facebook, but it keeps turning it off.
Oh, good times. This is fantastic. Hang in there, folks. We're trying to figure shit out. We're trying.
So,
right, 30 platforms except Facebook. That's probably yeah.
That sounds about right. That sounds like something that would happen to me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we tried to get it situated yesterday. We really did. We actually got on and we tested things and we made sure stuff worked, and
it worked fine, which is stupid. So stupid. Okay, let's just go on, and I'll save the episode and share it on Facebook.
That's where all our people are. We need to hang on. Shit.
Can you share the YouTube link?
Hang on. Yeah, what's
Marissa's on there. Here, I'll do it.
Okay. I don't know what our YouTube link is.
That's horrible. It's everything ends with let's have a Fifi.
No, is it the same thing?
Yes. I'm already posting the
Oh,
video.
no.
You're fired.
Listen, okay.
I broke Facebook. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that
Oh,
amazing?
right.
So let's just keep going.
Okay.
I
fine.
shared the YouTube link. If you want to share it on your profile, if you want to share your Twitch links,
is Twitch just let's have a Fifi?
Yeah, everything is let's have a Fifi at the end.
Okay. Talk about what you did this weekend. I'll share things.
So we have been off for about a month and a half or so. And it has been a busy one. From trying out new electronics, trying to get things to work, which we thought we had working. And doing some, though we didn't do as much as we thought we would, some content for Patreon.
Life gets in the way, unfortunately.
Yes. So speaking of life, things have been kind of not rocky, I want to say. I want to say that I have been dealing with life. Going back to work, my health. I've been having some issues with that. And it's more about my butt.
You and your damn butt, I swear to God.
I swear I'm a great bottom. And can't do that. And then I have some family things going on, and I kind of freaked out because my dog was having some episodes last night. But here I am, all the shambles and pieces put together. I am here.
Good Lord. All right.
And I'm so sorry that we couldn't get Facebook working. But we shared the YouTube
damn
link. It told me about something that I wanted to pay something or do
of course. Share to 30 different platforms, but you have to pay separately for each fucking platform.
I will figure that out afterward, and I'm so sorry. We missed you too, Marissa. I'm wearing a wig that's made by Marissa, Wigs of a Kind. Indeed, indeed. Oh, thank you, Shelby.
I just did a video over the weekend where I wore 2 of Marissa's wigs, so
and it's pretty cool.
Its debut later. Oh, I meant I meant to send you the flyers for the show. I forgot. It's okay. It's fine.
Well, you can share them on the screen if you have them available.
I don't. They're on my phone, not on my laptop. And remember, I can't use my phone on this system because
we pay so much for it, and we can't use Facebook.
Right. Jesus, it's fine. It's fucking fine. It's fine. Well, it's fine.
Goodness.
So I didn't see Marissa's comment.
It's in the comments. She's on YouTube.
I can't even. Oh, but YouTube should be coming up in the chat, shouldn't it?
It is.
Not for me.
It's on the screen.
I quit. Okay. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna roll with it. So for me, it's crazy how things happen in, barely, like, it's been like a month and a half or so. So in the last month and a half, I actually got to team up with Teddy Michael. We did a presentation, our How to Be a Trans Ally presentation. We tweaked it a little bit and broadened it and made it bigger and sort of more all-encompassing. And we still have the How to Be a Trans Ally. So for things that, need that more sort of specific, that specific presentation, but otherwise we kind of tweaked a little bit and broadened it. And we now have a new presentation that we call From Allies to Accomplices, Leaping into Action. And we got to do that last month. Virtually, obviously, but sponsored by the different imperial courts around Colorado.
Wow.
So that was really cool. We had quite a few people show up, and we had some good discussion and things. So that was really cool. Also, a few weeks ago, my old pup Sparky was diagnosed with lymphoma and advanced heart disease, as well as being just old. And I didn't want to put him through the stress with chemo and everything, because poor boy was 15 or 16 years old. He was an old man.
Mhm.
So the vet was like, well, let's see what we can do with meds and see if we can get him to kind of perk up a little bit, because sometimes with meds they can it can give them longer than they anticipated, but unfortunately it didn't work, and he kind of slid downhill pretty fast, and I actually lost him on Friday, which was
pretty quick.
Yeah, like it was only a matter of a few weeks. But it was peaceful. My cat is licking plastic bags. God help me. Okay. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill him. Go away. So I did lose him on Friday. That was rough. It was peaceful. I was actually working, and he was laying on his pillow, and I kind of looked over at him, and he took one deep breath and then no more.
Aww.
I know. And I was like it took me a second, and I was like, oh shit. And I immediately messaged my supervisor. I said, I need to take the rest of the day off. My dog literally just died. Like I didn't give him an option. I'm like, I'm leaving.
Bye.
But he was okay with it. So that was good. And then on Saturday, Jesus. So right after that happened, I was actually going over to my partner's house and for dinner, and get there, and of course I'd done some running around, and I didn't eat house and anything. Friday, Saturday, I did 2 drag story hours. The first one
that's right.
was the first one kind of teamed up with Flagstaff Community Library, and all 4 books that I read were all about like how to deal with your emotions and being sad and shit. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, please.
Whoops.
I'm like, I just need to get through these books. Please just let me get through these books. I'm just the second story hour, though, was great. It was the banned books, and Gio and I teamed up to do that one, and that's always my favorite because I always get to pick some of the books that I always like really enjoyed when I was a kid. So I did Miss Nelson is Missing and The Lorax. So, and folks seemed to enjoy it, so that was good. That was good.
When I went to go back to watch that, it wasn't there.
Oh, well, what the hell? I'll have my people call their people. And also in the last few weeks, I alluded to it, but I merged Germ Bubbles with someone who I had sort of started seeing before the world went to shit. We actually had a total of almost 3 dates, I guess, sort of.
In a weird way.
Kind of like 3. We saw each other in person 3 times before everything just went to shit. She went with me on Friday, March 12th, to go get Friday the 13th tattoos at the Snooty Fox. We had date night. We actually had a date, an actual legitimate date, on Friday the 13th, and then like I don't know, 3 days or something after that. I think it was a Monday or Tuesday. She had a game night at her house with her other partner and some friends and stuff, and that was like the last time we did anything that was normal. But we've been kind of doing creative stuff for the past 6 months. We've had virtual date nights, and we'd literally go to like grocery stores together because that was. I
mean, that's pretty much the only thing that was available.
Right. So we'd literally just go to like Trader Joe's or some shit and go shopping or whatever, always distance, and all that. And then
you could have went to Whole Foods. They have a sitting area. Oh, they may not have, because
I would say probably not anymore.
Yeah.
But we finally decided, we were like, look, all right, let's she knows I've been safe. Lord knows, I'm like the safest person I know. I haven't done anything. I haven't gone anywhere for 6 months. I haven't seen anybody. I haven't done anything. So we were like, all right, let's have this discussion. Let's see, if we're comfortable, actually sharing legitimate space. So we started doing that, which was nice because now I actually have
an additional person.
Right. Well, I have the additional person. I have her, and she currently lives with her other partner. So I get to see him as well, and I get to hang out with her kids, which is cool because her kids are her kids are a crack up. But so now I actually, get some human interaction, which is really kind of nice because I legitimately
it was like time
it was legitimately 6 months. Like it'd been 6 months since I had any actual legitimate human interaction. So I'd say I did pretty good, and I'd say I was due. Thank you very much. So speaking of human interaction,
ooh,
that just brings me into my tip tonight.
Oh.
So one of the things that we try to cover when we talk about, on my tip, we talk about all sorts of stuff. We've talked about, different kinky things, BDSM, different relationship dynamics, all sorts of stuff. But the one thing that we haven't really talked about are different types of kink play. So, and what kind of goes into that.
We don't have anybody new, right? Because,
well, surprise.
If Colby is still on, you're slowly finding out what Fefe is. Welcome to the party.
I said maybe you'll learn something. So the first thing that the average person tends to think of when it comes to kink are whips and chains and handcuffs, thanks to things like Rihanna and fucking 50 Shades of Grey.
But that's not the truth.
Oh God. And whenever anybody says whip, they include everything from actual whips to floggers to cat of nine tails. Doesn't matter if you fling it around, it's a whip. And I'm like, oh God, no. Right.
When I hear the word whip, I think of somebody's 40-minute mix.
40-minute mix with 1,000 whip cracks for no reason.
With different whip sounds in it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
which I think this is more enjoyable.
The thing is that there is so much more than just whips and chains and handcuffs. So tonight I'm actually going to talk a little bit about the difference between impact and sensory play, because they're two things that figure very heavily in the kink scene, but they're also pretty different. But I have some fun stuff to show you guys, and I have some tips on how you can kind of experiment on a budget. Which
I like budget friendly.
I am all about budget friendly. We know that I am a cheap ass motherfucker. I don't like spending money if I don't have to. So let's start with impact. Now, impact, these are tools that are designed to hit, just like it implies. Common examples are things like paddles, floggers, and hands. Hands can be impact toys. You don't have to have anything special. You can use your hand. And there are different types of impact. You've got thuddy, you've got stingy, and you've got slappy. Now, I have some things to show you.
You better
guys.
have one of each category.
You. I do actually. I do. So when it comes to floggers can be either thuddy or more stingy. Now, the thuddy is that heavier kind of, think of it as like dropping, like if you drop a cement block, it's that heavy thunk kind of thing, right?
Oh.
So the impact toys that give you more of a thuddy feeling, it's more of a solid, heavier hit. Those are things like sort of this is just your basic wooden paddle. It's a little bit thicker. This isn't super thuddy, but it's still thuddier than a lot of other paddles because it's a little bit heavier and it's thicker, which that makes a difference when it comes to, you know. Now, I found on Etsy this fantastic shop called Beatings on a Dime.
What?
And what he does is he takes random shit and converts it into like kink tools. And I found this is like one of the best thuddy tools that I think I've found. So this sucker right here.
Couldn't see what it was at first.
So it looks like it's like a foam, it's like a kid's bat, right? Foam. Except that it's not. Inside of this, he took it all apart. Inside is rebar. So
what's that do?
This is probably about 3 pounds.
Uh-huh.
So when you hit somebody with this, it's going to give you that big, solid thunk. So this is like a fantastic, thuddy impact toy because it's heavy and it's not going to be stingy. It's not going to be like I'll show you that. Right, but it's going to be a heavier, denser feeling, which
but not stingy.
Not stingy and not slappy. So like if you were to spank somebody with your hand, that's like going to be more of a slappy kind of feeling.
Is it like a dull thud?
Yes.
Almost?
Yeah. So when it comes to floggers, these little things that hang off the flogger, these are called falls. And the thicker the fall and the more falls there are, the thuddier your flogger is going to be. This one
with mine
is thinner. So you see there's I think there's 35 falls on this one, and you see how the leather is thinner on it. This is a more stingy flogger.
Oh.
So this is going to give you, and a lot of people like it. It's kind of got that, like, it's got that bite to it, you know? So a lot of people enjoy that. This flogger is going to be a little bit thuddier.
Oh, that's fun.
Right? It's not quite as long, but it's got thicker leather with the falls, and there's more of them. So it's a denser kind of feeling. So that's going to give you a thuddier impact.
Do you have a particular brand of flogger that you like to buy, or a brand that sells the particular flogger that you like?
I don't actually, not yet. I've been trying to find a really good one. It's been hard. There's a couple on Etsy that I'm keeping an eye on. A good flogger is expensive. Not something I can invest in. So another toy that is a good thuddy toy that you don't really think about. This is another one from Beatings on a Dime on Etsy. This
they don't sponsor us.
It's a Mickey Mouse.
They could,
right? I should. Jesus, this is a Mickey Mouse baseball that is on a badminton racket handle. So basically, all he did was, because baseballs are dense. Baseballs are, you know what I mean? They're solid. So this is going to leave some nice, you know, it's a thuddy, good,
that's
bang up kind of thing. Me. Right. Well, yeah, some people really enjoy thuddy, and some people are, you know, this, I would say this is, it feels like if you don't swing it too hard, it's like one of those massage balls. You know what I mean?
No.
You haven't seen those massage balls? They're like massage balls. They're literally on sticks. You just
no.
You don't. Never mind. So
I have a massage gun. That's I guess would be kind of the same thing.
That could be an impact toy for sure.
I don't use it for that though. But
so when it comes to impact toys on a budget, all right, this, I don't know if you can see, this right here is a paddle that I actually made out of a wooden grill scraper that I found at Fry's on clearance for $2.
Oh.
One side of it, so this side of it, has a cut up yoga mat.
Oh, that's why you haven't been doing yoga.
That's right, because I was doing crafts. So this side has a cut up yoga mat on it. And then the other side I covered with scraps of leather. And then I wrapped other scraps of leather around the handle to give me a better grip so that if my hand gets sweaty when I'm using it, it won't slip off the wood. So this cost me not really much of anything, because the yoga mat, you can find them at like Goodwill and Savers and shit.
For real?
Yep.
No, I'm not. Ugh.
If all you're doing is cutting it up, it's perfect for crafts and shit. Because if you can cover it, you can also you can use it and then cover it if you want to.
If you want to use it for scraps, I do not recommend using other people's yoga.
And then the leather scraps I had from my pants that I got at the rent fair, when they hemmed them, they took almost 6 inches off the bottom, and I saved the scraps. So I used the scraps. So this literally cost me pretty much nothing. And it's a handy dandy little paddle. It's hefty. It's got a good
hefty.
It's got a decent weight to it. It's slappy, but it's not like.
But it's not thuddy either, is it?
It's not. No, it's not. It's not really thuddy, and it's not stingy. It's definitely slappy, but it's got a little bit of weight to it, so it's not like a flimsy slap, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also on a budget, you'd be amazed at what you can find at the dollar store to be able to find things to play with, things that are you already have around your house you can play with. So one of the easiest things to start out with some basic impact, wooden spoon. Try a wooden spoon. It's not going to be thuddy. It's definitely going to be more slappy, but
I'd have to be careful with that. That might be a trigger for me.
It's one of these things that it's just to see what you enjoy. You know, you can try it, see how you like it. And there are toys that can double as sensory and impact too, and I'll get to that in a second. But you can find all sorts of things around your house. The massage balls, if you have the massage balls, which they are a thing, if you have the massage balls, those can be an impact toy, and those can be thuddy impact toys. I wouldn't necessarily recommend swinging them super hard because they are just massage balls, but
some of those can be dense too, though.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that they're thuddy. So the massage balls are usually heavy, and they're usually thicker, and they're usually dense. And if you have those, if you swing them a little bit harder than you normally would, that would absolutely beginner thuddy impact toy, just to see if it's something that you like, you know, because then you can graduate to things that are more thuddy. Because I know people that like things legitimately, like things like sledgehammers.
That's not me. I'm so sorry. So sorry. That's not me. Did he freeze? It looks like he froze. Hello? I think the internet couldn't handle all the thuddies and the slappies. So it said goodbye for now. Where'd he go? Did he disconnect?
Just say.
Hold on. Are you there? I feel like I'm on a Zoom call. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. You froze a little. By a little, I mean like a lot. You frozen, bro. Oh, he's gone. Well, it's I don't have any of those materials with me, so Freddy will be back. I hope. Jeez. What kind of night are we having? Oh my goodness. Hi, welcome
The
back.
fuck?
It's good to see you. You're a lot clearer this time, if that makes you feel any better.
I have some grievances that I would like to discuss with management. Okay. So real quick, we'll talk about some sensory tools. So the sensory play is the stuff that's designed to sort of tickle your senses and give you the tingles and things like that. So some of the basic sensory type tools are things like feathers, fur, long fingernails, different types of sensory stuff. You've got soft, you've got scratchy, and you've got sharp. Now, this is actually another random toy that I found at Fry, and it's a metal grill scraper. But this, because of its nature, actually works. This doubles as a sensory tool and an impact tool. Because you can, because of the way that the metal is on it, you can pull it against somebody's skin, and you can give them that sort of, those type of fun things. But then you can also use it.
Oh no!
As I would say it's probably a little bit more thuddy, which is weird, but because of the way that it's arranged, it's not really slappy. It's a little bit stingy, but it's probably a little more on the thuddy side. But this can double as both. And again, this is just a basic fucking grill tool that you find in the store. So it's all about what you do with your imagination. Now, one of my favorite sensory tools to use is this.
Are you Wolverine?
Yes. So it's hard to see, but those tips are actually pretty sharp. And as long as you're not pressing too hard. If you press too hard, you're gonna. But this is so awesome because you just pull it along somebody's skin and you get those little tinglies. And if they enjoy the kind of sharpness, if they enjoy that kind of thing, you can push down a little bit. You'll leave red marks, but they'll fade eventually. But this is the type of thing that
don't press too hard.
No, because these are this is legitimately sharp. So just be careful when you're dealing with sharp things.
I don't want to see y'all on the news.
Right. Be careful, especially if you're relatively new to this sort of thing. Be careful with the sharp stuff. Mm-hmm. But this is fantastic.
What is that? What is that called?
This. I have no idea what it's called, honestly. Not a damn clue. But I like it.
You didn't get that at Fry's.
I did not get this at Fry's. No, this is an actual thing. There's also, this is really fun too. So almost everybody, especially if you're a drag entertainer, has a glove laying around with fingernails attached to it, right?
No. Never heard of it.
This makes a phenomenal sensory tool. Because you can scratch somebody with it and then change it up and use the palm. So you've got the softness of the glove. So you can really kind of change that up. Oh, it's fantastic. Things like this can be super, super fun.
I come equipped.
Right. This is another one that I got on Beatings on Time. And this is another one that can be as a sensory / impact tool. So the ends are doorknobs.
Oh, yikes.
Which it gives you a nice thuddy whack if you want to use it for that. But you can also use it as a massager because of the area that's in the middle and on the doorknob. So you can roll it on somebody and you can get that sensation, that sensory. So you can, double up. So you use one of the
You keep dropping out hard.
The impact toys and then come back and it gives you a double.
Yes.
And it seems really basic, but is this piece of fur.
What is that?
It's fur, and it's super soft. And this can actually work as part of your aftercare as well. So, say you're using something that is, especially if you're using something that is stingy or sharp or that scratchy sort of feeling, right? Then you kind of take a really soft, either soft piece of material or a soft piece of fur, and you kind of go back over that area to soothe it, to calm it. So you've got that super soft feeling. And it's fantastic. And like I said, it works as part of aftercare as well, because if you're somebody that is into kink and you're into impact play and sensory play, it can be very what's the word? Like it can
I don't know.
It almost it releases endorphins like nobody's business. So it almost puts you in this whole other mindset. And you know, you are on this whole other level. And when it comes, when you're coming back down, being mindful of that is very important when it comes to any sort of kink scene, whether it's bondage, whether it's impact play, whether it's just flogging, whatever it is. There needs to be something in the aftercare. And when you have like a soft piece like that, it's really help with just soothing and bringing the body back down and, you know, coming back into sort of the real world, as it were. And
no, I don't want to.
Man, you can literally get high on stuff like that. Like it's like woo. But
like sensory overload,
right? And you know, random pieces of fur and stuff you can find, you know, pretty much anywhere. You can go find a jacket and cut it up, you know, whatever. And there's stuff like that. Soft material is really easy to find. And you can, all you need is like a half a yard of it, if that, you know what I mean? You can cut it up and whatever. On a budget.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
Before you go on to the next thing, I do want to communicate, because there are some people that haven't listened to us talk about this before, that communication while using these tools is very important.
That's coming up too. Don't worry.
Don't be just doing what you want to do.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing. So these are all random things that I found either on clearance or like at the dollar store. This is a muddler, so you use it to like muddle mint and fruit and stuff for like a mojito or whatever.
Oh,
like,
I need one of those.
But it's got like little teeth on the bottom. Like that makes a great sensory toy. And it can also double as a very light impact toy.
I'm not using things in your kitchen ever again.
Food basters, basting brushes.
Oh.
There's different ones. So this one's got like, you know, if you were going to use something like this has got thinner, this one's silicone and it's got, you know, thinner bristles.
I don't like the wood, the other
with the actual like straw or whatever the hell it is.
No.
And then like this one has like thicker one, so that's going to give you a slightly different sensation as well. But there's all sorts of things you can find on a budget.
As studies too?
No, these would be more slappy.
Oh.
They're not heavy enough to be thuddy.
Okay.
They need to be like, for something to be really thuddy. That's why the bat with the rebar, the baseball bat on the baseball on the end of the badminton racket, those type of things. That think dense and heavy for thuddy. But you know, it's fun to experiment, you know, and figure out what kind of impact and what kind of sensory sensations you prefer, because not everybody enjoys the same thing. You know, you may like one thing, your partner may like something else. So it's fun to kind of play around. And once you figure out, oh, I really like this sort of thing, then you can kind of start upgrading stuff. And like Felicia said, communication is always the key when playing. Things like safe words and boundaries are a must. You have to keep checking in with your partner, and aftercare is just as important as, you know, the high that you get when you're playing. And aftercare can be different.
We will have to figure
things to
this
different.
out. Your internet cut out hard again. I'm going to need to talk to your internet service provider, sir.
Figure out what. Okay, there we go. As far as aftercare goes, it can be something as simple as just a cuddle or even a hug with your partner.
Oh, well, you know, the internet could not handle all the fuddy thuddies and the slappies tonight. So he is getting happier by the moment, I can tell.
This shit. One important thing I will mention when it comes to aftercare is a lot of these toys and these tools will leave marks. They will leave bruises because that's you're literally hitting somebody. You know, that's you know. So they will. The chances are there will be marks. There will be some bruising. There could be some pain. And if you have something like arnica, that helps with cutting down on the pain and the bruising. And one of our sponsors, Bone and Basil, actually makes a pain salve. And this is the pain salve is fantastic. And it gives me a good excuse to plug our sponsor.
That's good. She just came on.
Oh, there you go. Her pain salve has things like calendula and arnica, lavender and arnica oil, things like that in there, which really helps with any potential bruising, any marks that you might have. So you can work that into your aftercare as well.
I use that on my lower back.
I do. I use it on a lot of things. But
old,
also sometimes you also check with your partner, because sometimes having that bruise, that little bit of, if you sit down and you're like, oh, like sometimes that can be a fun thing to have afterwards. So still keep in mind aftercare is important, but yeah, like there's all sorts of stuff. And remember that there are places that you should and should not hit, but we can get into that at another time. And I'm happy to answer any questions. If anybody has any, feel free to reach out.
Have questions? Because we can see all of the chats except for fucking Facebook.
Fuck Facebook. And also fuck all of this shit, because no. But no, if anybody has any questions about anything to answer, I've had people reach out after the show for other things. But yeah. I did not update the COVID stuff. That was the thing I didn't do. I meant to, and I forgot.
Should we look up the COVID? I know that we're over 200,000 deaths.
Oh, we are. Let's see. Do we want to? While you look that up, I can go into some of our current events for today, for what's recent. Today, especially, got some things happening.
Oh wow! Ooh, these numbers.
All right, what are our numbers? What do we got?
Okay, so Arizona in total has 215,000 cases since.
Yeah!
And we've jumped up this week. It looks like 595. And our deaths are at 5,526, going up by 19 this week. Jake,
and just a reminder, June 21st is when we first passed 50,000 cases here in Arizona.
Yes.
And I believe whatever our last date was, what was it for our last episode? It was August, mid-August, early August, something like that. Whatever the date was for our last episode, we were at 203,000 cases. And 3,932 deaths.
So I'm going to talk about, because I saw my daughter post about it, wear your mask. So funny thing is, at the Walmart, the local Walmart, we went there this weekend, and this lady was walking around shouting, just like you saw online. I don't know if some of you have seen online that there was like a parade going around in Target that was like,
right,
don't wear your mask, take your mask off. We can tell you what to do. And I'm like, oh my God. So like you see stuff like that and you think, okay, that's a parody. You see it in real life, you're like, what the fuck is really going on here? Because did we not learn?
No.
There was a priest or something that
No,
kept
it's
saying
still a hoax. It's still all fake. All of it. It's still all fake.
COVID,
it's not real.
Wasn't it a priest that said COVID was the fault of same-sex marriage? That the queer people were the ones that were causing COVID-19. Then he got it and died. So, and then there's a
matter. It's still a hoax. It's all a fake. It's all of it.
There's a guy out of Texas, I think, that was a no masker that got COVID. So
yeah,
I'm starting to think maybe.
Nope, still a fake.
Maybe.
The most recent Time magazine, which I'm saving all of the Time magazines that I get from this year because I subscribe, because they're all just fascinating. But the latest one has the death count basically from February on the cover.
Yikes.
And the headline is The Great American Failure. That's what it is. And
the Orange Man keeps having rallies, of course, to raise money for his disappearance. I don't know.
I know he did say if he didn't win, we'd never see him again. So I'm banking on that. I just
get that video, and then when he loses, we just play it over and over for the whole
post
episode.
It like all over his like social media, everything. Like,
remember this? Disappear.
Right.
So if you're wearing masks, that's great. Which leads me to we will start selling masks here in a little bit. I just you know me, I'm super slow and DTD. But masks are easier to send than shirts, and I don't use as much tape. Though Kim got a lot of tape. Because
I got a lot of tape. I was so afraid I was going to cut into my damn shirt trying to open this stupid thing. Fuck.
I just wanted to make sure that the label stayed on and that your stuff was secure.
Thank you so much. Let's see what else is happening. So today was the memorial for Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
That was another thing that hit me hard.
I'm convinced at this point that Sparky was her familiar and Sparky was just taking in all of her sickness and all of her cancer, and then he couldn't take anymore, so then she died.
Oh, could be.
Because the timing, think about it. They died on the same day. Like, if you, I don't know if anybody watched it, but she was brought to at the Supreme Court, where she was, that people were going to be able to go and show their respects. And it was just watching everything was like.
Well, did you watch the first part of it this morning?
I did.
Oh my God.
With everybody standing and, oh God. You know,
I was like, I can't watch this. I'm gonna cry.
It was hard. It was a hard watch. When my partner told me that she had died when I got to her house on Friday, I think I literally stopped. I was just like, what?
It was one of those things that you didn't have a choice not to know because it was everywhere.
Right.
And what I can't get out of my mind, as intense and as valuable as she was to this country, is that the douchebags that are part of the GOP couldn't wait to get their grubby little hands on. Oh
God, I can't.
Instead of the Orange Man putting out an announcement that he was apologizing and giving condolences,
right?
Him and Mitch O'Connell, O'Connell, whatever the fuck his name is, couldn't wait.
So Mitch McConnell, back in 2016, when what's his nuts died on the Supreme Court, and it was about there were still a few months left of Obama's presidency, longer than now, but not by much. McConnell was saying that no, Obama shouldn't be appointing somebody new. It needs to be up to the voters, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Now McConnell's like, no, Trump needs to appoint one now. I'm like, you fucking hypocrite. You racist fucking hypocrite.
And good for Michelle Obama. She's being quoted as saying, if Barack and I did something like this, everybody would have found something wrong with it. We would have been out of there.
Absolutely. And they would have been dragged through the mud. It would have been
everything.
This country is a shit show.
His internet dropped again, but I believe what he was going to say is the country is a shit show. And
here's what I think people don't understand is by a long shot.
Mm-hmm. So yesterday,
Biden wasn't my first choice, whom I wanted. However,
mm-hmm.
Oh, I was going to say, however, what we need to realize is that we're not just voting on a president. We're voting on the cabinet. We're voting on the rest of the people that are in charge. And right now, there is nobody that has managed to last more than 9 months or some bullshit with fucking Trump.
6 months.
People are in jail. It's not just about the president. It's about everything else. And that's why it's so fucking important. It's so fucking important. We can't just be like and we can't
Please don't write Mickey Mouse. What else did I hear?
Today
I did think it was appropriate that National Voter Registration Day happened, and they kind of got outshadowed by all of that. So congratulations to everybody that posted yesterday, because I'm so disgusted. I've always been disgusted, but after you see people's true colors on how they react to certain events.
Yep.
And when he didn't acknowledge her, just like he didn't acknowledge John McCain.
And shout out to Cindy McCain. Fucking country than he ever has or ever will. Period. Plain and simple.
Shout out to Cindy McCain
for endorsing Biden. Also today, in Louisville.
Oh boy.
So Brett Hankinson, which is one of the 3 cops involved in Breonna Taylor's murder, and I'm still fucking calling it a murder because that's what it was.
Well, it is. Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. That's it. That's all it was. That's all it is. I'm not calling it.
Are we going to talk about what he was charged with?
Yes. So he was indicted today on 3 counts of, get this, wanton endangerment.
For shooting up the neighbor's place.
So basically...
sorry for shooting into your house. We were shooting in this one.
So basically, if you think about it, someone said this online today, and I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. The bullets that hit Breonna Taylor didn't warrant anything.
Mm-mm.
The bullets that missed her were the issue. Think about that. The bullets that killed her basically ignored. The bullets that missed her were the issue. Bullshit.
I want to know why they did that.
There's, there's so much that is so wrong with that whole thing, and I don't understand how the grand jury managed to be like, no, it's fine. We're just going to go ahead. No, that's a bunch of bullshit.
If I was sitting on that, I would have been like, excuse me, can we go back over this real quick?
I think it's a bunch of horse shit. Bunch of
bullshit. I put my first lipstick mark on my mic.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And last week, Taylor's family received a $12 million settlement from the city, which they made sure to say that, this settlement isn't admitting any sort of guilt.
Yeah, it's in the
and no wrongdoing. We're just
it's in the
here.
paperwork.
Sorry, here's $12 million for no reason because we're not admitting guilt.
No, it's more of like, here's your money. Are you gonna be quiet now? Because we just.
Here's the thing. Before the indictment even came down, before it was announced, before there was anything, city officials and city police were already bracing themselves for a fucking riot. They were already waiting for protests. They were already waiting for all of it. Like, they closed down streets. They did all sorts of shit. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? You think that they had any clue that it was going to be a bunch of bullshit, that it was going to be something that didn't make any goddamn sense? They already knew. They knew damn well. They knew it was going to be a problematic fucking indictment. They knew that it was going to be a bunch of fucking horseshit, which is why they already prepped themselves for riots and protesting.
So I read a tweet earlier that pretty much said what you said, and then it said at the end, "Oh, so now you're going to bring out the war tanks because this is our fault." Right? Like, question mark, like, wait a minute. If you knew that's how we were going to react, why didn't you pull it back and be like, oh, whoa. Grand jury, look at this again. Look at this again. You messed this up. Let's, oops. Can we do that again? You know, I have seen things move so fast and so quick that I don't understand why this is taking so long, and why it's not I don't know, why it's not being justified, why it's not being addressed, why
it's shady shit.
Why no police chiefs have said anything or have taken ownership of the situation. I don't react well when people of organizations hide. If you know you fucked up, you fucked up. You just say you fucked up, and then you move forward. But now we're prolonging this, and it's not getting any better, and we're not taking it any lighter. We're not gonna stop doing this anytime soon. And I don't know. And this isn't the only police department. I read something about a police department that they were trading emails about we need to hold on to this because it's going to cause havoc in our town. Like, there was another place that was like holding on to something. And I think that was the incident that happened in Rochester, New York. But I just don't get it. Like, we work for the people. If this was like a school situation, we would be required to release all information. We'd be required to say who was involved. Yet here we are with another public institution that is able to hold on to information for like 6-7 months, and then you're not allowed to see body cams. You're not allowed to see this. You're not allowed to see that. Oh, we don't know. Oh, you can't go in the apartment because you know what? I know for sure that as soon as OJ was locked up, they were like, "Oh, look at the house, and look at this." But we got something going on, but we can't show the media what happened, what the apartment looks like.
So speaking of camera footage, also I believe last week our district attorney here in Phoenix decided that they weren't going to file any charges.
On the Deion Johnson case?
Right, with the Deion Johnson case. Just to remind everybody, Deion Johnson was shot while he was basically sleeping it off in his car. He was, I believe, intoxicated, but he was parked at the Gore Point on the freeway.
With his hazards on.
With his hazards on. He was asleep. The officer went up to the car, took the gun. He had a gun that was visible in the car. Then officer removed it, and then proceeded to shoot Johnson, essentially, twice.
And you can see video of that too.
No, there's no video. That's the thing. He didn't have his body cam on, and there's no car cam footage.
Whoa.
So yeah, there's no video of that.
What about the footage from the freeway? Can you tell anything from that?
I don't think so.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that's super convenient, and now there's not going to be any charges filed. That's even more convenient.
That's shady, bitch. Oh.
Right? But Phoenix also has, the most deadly police force in the country. So go us! Yes, come on, we are number one all over the place.
I know the police chief is not very happy about that.
Well, then you know what? There's ways to fix it. Dumbass.
You're fired.
Not even fired. No, you're fired. You're fired. You're fired. We're also going to prosecute you, and you're going to be put in jail. But there's no such thing as like a zero tolerance policy. So that's fine.
So I encourage. Not only do you vote in the national election that is taking place, but look into those that are in your area, in your district, running for office. If they're, and I heard this on a podcast earlier, which made me think about it, is that sometimes at your local level, sometimes that's where it starts.
Yes.
And if something shady happened in your town, and like it has happened here, you can elect people. Like if you know somebody that is so deeply interested in something that happened in your town, you elect that person. They're probably more than likely going to follow through, especially if it's like top of line for them.
Right.
But
I believe in Phoenix, everybody should be getting the booklets. That's the What's on My Ballot explains.
I got mine yesterday.
Yeah, I got mine, I think, last week or the week before. The booklet explains what different things are going to be coming up on the ballot, everything means, what people stand for. Read it. Read it. And then for the love of Christ, please vote blue, please, because the Republicans they're not doing it. They're not. I don't give a fuck who you are or what excuses you have. The Republicans aren't doing it. So
they lost control.
Let's see. What have we got? Do we have any gigs coming up? We do have some gigs coming up. Let's see. Want me to send you the flyers real quick?
No, you're barely hanging on the internet. I don't.
That is not my fault. Okay.
Follow Freddy on social media. I think I can put that up. Hold on.
Oh, well, that's good. At least it's something.
How does that work?
Oh God. But on the 26th at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, I've got a video in a virtual show for Gareth Gorgeous' birthday. It's going to be streaming on his YouTube, and I will post that so you guys can follow along. It's got some amazing entertainers from all over the place. I think we've got a UK King in there. Some amazing other AFAB entertainers. I think there's a queen or two. Like there's all sorts of cool stuff. And they're all great, like phenomenal entertainers, great makeup artists. So definitely check that out. And then on October 2nd at 8:00 Arizona time, I've also got a video in the Vicky and Felix show, which is benefiting Aunt Rita's foundation. The theme is I Heart the 2000s.
Oh, that's a good decade.
Oh, God, I fucking hate it. I was trying to find a song to do, and I was like, oh, my God, I hate all of this. This is terrible.
But you found a good one. Wasn't that from it?
Yeah, that's what that was, yeah. Yeah. So,
if you follow us on Patreon, you can see it first.
Yes, I'm gonna post it actually. So all of the songs that are in that show, all the music is from between 2000 and 2009, I think, something like that. No later than 2010. And I know there's gonna be some fun stuff. My video is amazing. It's stunning. It's glorious. Felicia immediately messaged me and was like, "Oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever seen." Yeah. And that'll be streaming on Felix's Twitch, which is twitch.tv/burntfelix.
I must have been hacked.
And then if you follow us on Patreon, you'll be able to see how amazing it is. And then on November 14th, Felicia and I are going to be traveling to Tucson. This is going to be our first in-person show in months. Really?
Years.
We are going to be hosting the Drags for Paws, which is benefiting the Humane Society of Southern Arizona. It's at 7 p.m. at the Screening Room in Tucson. Tickets, I believe, will go on sale in a couple of weeks.
I thought it was October 13th.
But I think so, something like that. I think it's October 13th. And, you know, social distancing rules and regulations will apply. Masks are going to be enforced. All the safety precautions are going to be, followed. We've made that
Don't touch me.
Like we made it very clear to the organizers that it has to be like, if this stuff is not followed, I'm out. Period.
I will take pictures, but don't touch me.
Like there's no like. So that'll be fun. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. Mostly because I've seen how most of the queens around and most of the entertainers around have not been doing what they were supposed to be doing for the last 6 months. So I'm a little nervous, but it's totally fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
If I get sick, I know exactly who to blame.
Not me.
So yeah,
We got things.
Anything you've got coming up that I've missed?
I'm currently hosting a fundraiser on Facebook. If we were on Facebook, my fundraiser would be at the bottom of the screen, but apparently not tonight. But if you follow me on Facebook, I've been sharing, I'm doing a fundraiser for Drag Story Hour Arizona. And my goal is $750. And so far we have 130 as well, when I last checked. It could be more, but I haven't checked.
So throw those dollars at Drag Story Hour, a fantastic organization. If you've ever watched one, whether in person or...
It's amazing. Some of the things that it helps pay for is like if we need to buy new books, if they need materials, like, you know, how like the we do the...
If you've ever attended one, you know, throw a couple bucks.
You came in so late. It like dipped out again. I just started talking. This is going to be fun to listen to. What else was I going to say? When we do the activities...
I hate this platform. I did not have this problem until we changed to this platform.
You're talking in my ear.
All of a sudden, it's because we're now doing Let's Have a Fefe ASMR style. Welcome to Let's
don't
Have
talk
a
in my
Fefe.
ears. Oh my God.
You don't like that? I can drop it down low. No more ASMR.
Oh my God. You're going to make me cry.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
We didn't have this fucking problem until we switched, okay? How often did I freeze and just randomly, like, go off, like... Never.
Oh no, don't send requests on him to make noises.
Wait, do I have a brush? I can, like, brush it.
Oh wait, the brushes. The basting brushes.
The fuck?
Or whatever they're called. The little... Oh, that doesn't make as much noise as I thought it would.
No.
That was so sensationalist.
I feel like I should... I need a better microphone for the finger flutters and shit. We'll just gone downhill. We are now just transition into the second part of our program, which is You know.
Let's have a Fefe puts you to bed.
Oh, shut.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Wigs of a Kind. You can find them online at Wigs of a Kind.
We have an outro, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
It's only been a month.
I fell into an old habit.
Oh, hell.
Anyway, this has been Let's Have a Fefe.
Thank you guys so much for
when you started doing your noises.
Dealing with our stuff. And hopefully we'll figure out our shit by next week. We appreciate you.
Let me find the outro.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Subscribe to the Let's Have a Fefe podcast. You can listen on your favorite podcatcher. See you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. This has been Let's Have a Fefe. Good night.